When it comes to a Hollywood career, things can change in the blink of an eye. One minute you're an A-list celebrity and the next you are struggling to book jobs. But a lot of the times when this happens, it's because of a bad decision that they made. So how much sympathy can we give? I will let you guys be your own judge for today's top 10 countdown list. I'm your girl Joss Bedard, welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. Come hang out with us outside of YouTube, our social media links are down below. And don't forget, we do a blooper reel at the end of every video, and that is where the real entertainment is, so stick around for that. But let's jump into today's list, top 10 celebrities who destroyed their careers this decade. Beginning the countdown list at number 10 is LMFAO, still one of the coolest music group names ever, which is why it's such a shame that their career didn't last. Their song Party Rock Anthem took over the world back in 2011 because it basically forced everyone to get up and dance no matter how shy they were. It was such a hit song that it became one of only 20 songs to reach the Recording Industry Association of America Diamond status. They earned their second #1 hit later in 2012 when they released their song Sexy and I Know It. Another banger. The party boys who made the group, Red Foo and Sky Blue, are actually related. Red Foo is Sky Blue's uncle, which was actually part of their demise in the end. The party ended for them in 2016 when they split up after a nasty feud between them, which Sky Blue aired out all over Facebook. He accused his uncle of abandoning him after a back injury, which left him unable to perform during their huge stadium tour. He basically said that he continued performing as LMFAO without him. After the split, Red Foo released a solo album called Party Rock Mansion in 2016, but only sold 144 copies in its first week. Sky also produced 2 albums, but neither of them got the party started again, if you know what I'm saying. Next up at number 9 is TILA TEQUILA. She rose to fame when she was recognized early on as a social media celebrity, what people now call an influencer. She was the most popular person on MySpace during the time, and her career took off from there. But in the past decade, she's become one of the most unpopular people in Hollywood. Back in 2007, MTV thought it'd be smart to capitalize on her large online fan base, so they gave her own dating show called A Shot at Love with TILA TEQUILA. I actually watched it, not gonna lie. From there, she started getting some minor roles in movies like a Hooters girl in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. However, all of this went to waste after she posted this bizarre writing on her website called Why I Sympathize with Hitler. In it, she wrote, I quote, "I learned the truth about the war and what Hitler truly did. He was not a bad person as they have made him out to be." On top of that, she posted pictures of herself posing in front of Auschwitz dressed as a seductive looking Nazi. But she really ruined all chances at a return in 2016 when she attacked the Jewish conservative political commentator Ben Shapiro, saying that he should be gassed and sent back to Israel. Her words, not mine. Cruising into number 8 is Stephen Collins. You'd probably know him better as the dad from the hit TV series Seventh Heaven. Not only was he a dad on the show, but he also played a moralistic pastor, which is why fans were stunned when he did one of the least moral acts that someone could do. Back in 2014, footage leaked to TMZ of Stephen talking during one of his personal therapy sessions. In the footage, he admits to his therapist that he had molested underage girls in his past. Turns out, his wife at the time, Faye Grant, was secretly recording their therapy sessions from 2012. Once that was out, the NYPD and the Manhattan Special Victims Squad launched an investigation on him. He ended up doing a huge confession interview with People magazine where he admitted to molesting underage girls on 3 different occasions. According to him, the incidents occurred between the years 1973 to 1994, and he insisted that he hasn't had any urges ever since. For obvious reasons, he has not worked since the footage was leaked, and he was fired from TED 2 shortly after. And at number 7 is Amanda Bynes. She was once the it girl of Hollywood. She started her career at the young age of 10 and quickly rose to fame, making herself an A-list celebrity. But in 2010, she randomly announced her retirement on Twitter, and fans were both shocked and confused. By 2012, things in her life got pretty serious, and quickly too. She was first arrested for an alleged DUI in April, and after that she lost control of her finances and her mom was granted temporary conservatorship. CBC News covered the announcement, and the reasoning was determined for displaying increasingly erratic and bizarre behavior. Later in 2014, she was hospitalized under psychiatric hold. Fans were quick to judge, but Amanda has been open since then about her struggles with mental health and her addiction to drugs. During her interview with Paper in 2018, she said, "I don't don't know if it was a drug-induced psychosis or what, but it affected my brain in a different way than it affects other people. We were all hoping that she would make a comeback, but she relapsed in October 2019 and began living in a sober home. So yes, she did destroy her career with drug use, but mental health to me is not a joke, so this is not to discredit that. Coming in number 6 is CEELO Green. His career took off as a musician, becoming a mainstream artist and also landing the role as a judge on The Voice. From there, he also started to dabble in some acting, appearing on SNL, Anger Management, Hotel Transylvania, and Parenthood. But one other thing he's known for is saying things that get him in trouble. He has no issue saying how he feels, and it's landed him in trouble on many occasions. But things took a serious turn in October 2012 when he was accused of sexual battery. A woman claimed he had raped her while partying one night. Almost 2 years after the allegations, he received probation and community service after pleading no contest to a lesser charge of giving his victim ecstasy. 2 days after the case was closed on August 31st in 2014, he went on Twitter to talk about it, and rather than an apology or a thanks for the support from fans, he wrote, "If someone is passed out, they're not even with you consciously, so with implies consent. People who have really been raped remember." And yeah, that's basically what ended his reputation. TBS canceled the show, called The Good Life, and he also lost his headlining gig at the Gretna Heritage Festival in New Orleans. He is still pursuing a music career, but we would be lying if we said he does not have the career he used to, or the respect. Cause dude, what the f? Happy to do list at number 5 is Paula Deen. It's easy to recognize her seeing as her face was all over the Food Network for years. She was once everyone's favorite cooking show, Southern Lady, and it led her to getting gigs on shows like Top Chef, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and Master Chef. But all of that changed when a lawsuit was filed against her in 2012. Lisa Jackson, one of her former general managers of one of her restaurants, filed a lawsuit against a celebrity chef accusing her of racial discrimination. She claimed that Paula would use the N-word around workers and wanted to stage a Southern-themed wedding with black men playing slaves. In a testimony during the trial, the manager's lawyer asked her if she had ever used the N-word before, and she said yes, of course. As for the wedding thing, she claimed that she got the idea from another restaurant and called it beautiful and impressive. Once her statements were verified in district court, the Food Network quickly reacted and refused to renew her contract. She did post some apology videos, but it just wasn't enough to save her. Then in 2015, she tweeted a picture of her son in blackface, which is now deleted by the way, and people went pretty crazy about it. So either she just doesn't get it, or like she just doesn't care. Nightmare number 4 spot is Lindsay Lohan. Homegirl had a downward spiral, and to be quite honest, it kinda broke my heart. Being in the spotlight is nothing new for her since she's been working ever since she was just a kid. She first made a name for herself when she took on the lead role in the 1988 remake of The Parent Trap. And from there she became a teen sensation and had a wildly successful career as more time went on. But then her movie streak came to an end when she was arrested in 2007 for a DUI when she got into a car accident and had to go to the hospital. But she was also hit with charges of possession of cocaine and a misdemeanor hit and run following the accident. And yes, your girl went to jail. She was sentenced to 120 days in county jail and 480 hours of community service. Ever since then, her career has not been the same. She moved to Dubai to escape the paparazzi because it's illegal there, and she opened her own beach club in Mykonos. MTV actually did a show with her called Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club, where she went through the process of finding employees, but the show didn't get a second season and it had a lot of mixed reviews. More negative than positive. Although I watched it, and I liked it, cause I like her. But yeah, homegirl's a little bit of a mess. In the 3rd place on our list is Mark Salling. The actor became a big deal when he played Noah Puckerman in the hit TV series Glee. But things went sour back in December 2015 when he was arrested in LA on charges that he had possessed and distributed child pornography. An official statement from investigators was released, and it said that they found a laptop, a USB drive, and a hard drive filled with thousands of pictures and videos of child pornography. The ages of the children were believed to range from 5 years old to 12 years old. Immediately following the news, the mini-series he was signed up for, called Adi Shankar's Gods and Secrets, dropped him from the project. They also released a statement saying, "The innocence of our planet's children is something that must be protected at all costs." He didn't act in anything after that, and the world was shocked when they found out that he died in 2018 because it caused a lot of controversy because people felt that it was hard to be sympathetic towards him after what he had done. However, it is hard not to have compassion for his surrounding family and friends, but his victims will be getting restitution. solution. Taking over our number 2 spot is Farrah Abraham. Her time on Teen Mom OG set her up with a lifetime of fame for her and her daughter Sophia ever since she made her debut on MTV's show 16 and Pregnant. But then she decided she wanted to be an adult film star and entertainer, if you know what I mean. And she was kicked off the show. But she didn't go gracefully. She dropped a $5 million lawsuit on MTV and its parent company called Viacom. She claimed that she was, I quote, sex shamed for my porn career. The lawsuit ended up getting settled in 2018, but then her finances seemed to be in rough shape. Not only was she starring in sex films, but she also started a line of her own toys. Not children toys, sex toys. But apparently it wasn't enough income to balance her lifestyle because TMZ released an article in 2019 saying that she broke a couple of her leases and owes more than $100,000 in rent. She was also hit with a $12,000 lawsuit for backing out of the celebrity boxing match that she spent months promoting and preparing for. Apparently, the reasoning was she wasn't happy that they wouldn't provide free accommodations for her family. At one point in 2019, she was living in her parents' home, which we saw briefly in an episode when she was still on the show. Finally, in the number 1 spot is Paul Reubens, aka Pee Wee Herman. The actor was huge for his character during the 80s, which ended up becoming a household name. His career was a huge success. He took on 2 feature films and also an Emmy-winning children's TV series. But his reputation and his career changed drastically in 1991. During a visit with his parents in Florida, he was arrested for indecent exposure at an adult movie theater because he was spotted masturbating during a movie. He was 38 years old at the time and pleaded no contest and agreed to take part in a new anti-drug campaign to avoid a trial on the misdemeanor charge. After the whole scandal, Pee Wee toys were pulled from the shelves across the nations and he hid from the public eye, pretty much disappearing for the remainder of the 90s. He did attempt a comeback, but more charges of sexual nature were brought against him, but this time around it was related to child pornography. Police officers seized thousands of items from a collection of vintage gay erotica, and he also faced claims of owning sexual images of children. The worst part about this whole thing is that he was the face of a children's franchise. So I feel like that makes it like even more disturbing. Alright guys, that's our list for today. If you liked it, make sure you show us some love and hit the thumbs up button and chat with me about it down in the comments. You might get featured in our next video, but for now, let's check out some comments from some of my other videos. Radical Rainbow says, Jocelyn, you are built like a swimmer. I'm not totally sure what this means, but my mom always told me that I have swimmer's shoulders. I don't know what that means, like muscular, I'm not really sure, but thanks. Beezer1225 says, hashtag BU. Yes, I swear that is my hashtag going into 2020. None of this whole new year, new me bullshit. Just be you. Omi Noah Chato says, I swear every channel like this talks about The Shining, but this channel does it best. I am flattered by that. We do like our scary movies on this channel. We're all about the horror, especially Lucy. Gabriel Taddeo says, what was in the box? Salsa. It was salsa in the box. Can you imagine at the end of Castaway he delivers the FedEx box and it's just a moldy jar of salsa? How underwhelming that would be. Alright guys, that's all I got for you. I am getting out of here. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so we can hang out every day. But for now, enjoy the bloopers. And ring the notification. Hold on. Oh, you're just a little brat today, kid.
It was inside that time.
Gonna have no job by the end of this. That's so embarrassing. Why I sympathize. Okay, can't say that. Girl, you are lucky you are alive after those comments. Damn. What? Come at me.
Did you say conservative or conservative?
Huh? That man was a father and a pastor. What are you doing? Why people gotta be gross? I hope she okay. I like her. Look at you sanitizing those hands. You nasty. Get your nasties away from me. Who's dancing?
Hi. You look very tan.
Thank you.
That's all I got for a pervert like you.